Last night was probably one that will remain in the memory of many UFC fans. For the simple fact that in the main event, two of the crowd's favorite fighters, Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, were facing each other. But before we get to them, there are some things I think are worth mentioning on this card.
Okay.
First, at least on paper, and for a numbered event, it's not like they put together a supercard except for the main event. The rest of the fighters could easily be on a fight night card without any problem. However, there were some fighters that I think we should keep an eye on in the future because I see tremendous potential. On one hand, the most German in history, Islam Dulatop. Let's remember that he was making his UFC debut after earning a contract in the Dana White Contender Series. He dominated with a knockout. If he continues on this path, he could be making waves in the welterweight division next year. Another one I think we should keep an eye on is the Cameroonian Atebagotier, who, in my opinion, could become a version 2.0 of Francis Ngannou only in the middleweight division. Record of 8-1, with 6 KOs in the first round.
Not bad, not bad.
I'm going to get ahead. Didn't Kiko Feet mention this? Be quiet. Yes, yesterday we also saw how the Spaniard Costello Van Stenis became the Professional Fighters League middleweight champion after an epic comeback. And with this tremendous victory, that sort of joking theory I've seen around is starting to gain traction. Which says that to be a Spanish mixed martial arts champion, the first requirement is to have been born in another country. Sons of bitches. But going back to what was the main event, the clash, between this pair of legends, we could see how Max Holloway achieved the greatest pleasure in the life of any man who has lost to another, revenge.
The only verdict is revenge.
And closing out the trilogy, Justo Max took the victory, using the strengths of his game and exploiting Dustin's weaknesses to come out on top. Let's recall what he said in the video analysis. As I've already mentioned, the most defining attribute of Holloway is his ability to throw an absurd amount of strikes over 25 minutes, without stopping. Max has exceptionally technical boxing. His jab is often described as masterful, used to blind, measure, set up combinations, and more. Moreover, he excels at stringing punches, varying levels and angles, and fluidly mixing body and head shots. I know this will remind some of the fight against Topuria, but how can it be compared? What are you saying? Topuria knocked him out in a humiliating way. Guys, he's a guy with a 14-year, almost 15-year career, and he had never been knocked out after facing the best in the divisions he's fought in. He's taken hits that would knock out most fighters in his division. And he's kept going like nothing happened, even smiling. That said, we have to put an asterisk on this advantage. Because when you actually get knocked out as hard as Poirier did, it's possible that the bigger advantage you had has been broken. I say it's possible. We need to see him fight more to know for sure. Despite his excellent boxing, Poirier can sometimes be outstruck in prolonged exchanges at long range. His guard can open up slightly when he throws his own powerful punches, leaving small windows for an opponent's precise counters with good reach, good speed, and accuracy. Poirier sometimes tends to step directly into striking range to unleash his combinations, and when exiting, his head stays on the line of fire. This can make him vulnerable to jabs or clean counters when he moves around the octagon, especially against a movement stylist like Holloway, who can capitalize on these moments of indecision or transition. But of course, this video wouldn't be complete if we didn't update the story of the diamond, so let's get to it. The last time we saw Poirier step into the octagon was in his title fight against the then lightweight king Islam Makhachev, who would put Dustin's black belt in jiu-jitsu to the test. And he didn't pass the Dagestani's test.
Send him to Dagestan for a couple years and forget about it.
Shortly after, rumors started to spread that Dustin might be considering retirement. And he himself mentioned it on a few occasions.
I'm considering retiring at home in Louisiana, where I first put on boxing gloves. To my surprise, they said they would do everything possible to make it happen if that's what I really want.
But soon the rumors became facts when it was revealed that UFC would bring UFC 318 to New Orleans in Louisiana, his home state. And what better way to end his career than by giving him the chance for a trilogy against one of his toughest rivals, Max Holloway, whom we have in Volume 1. For him, this was a way to get revenge for the 2 previous defeats. And for Dustin, the opportunity to prove that he could always beat him as well as take home the baddest motherfucker belt. which, although it's an honorary title, would definitely do justice to a tough guy like the Diamond. And damn, it would have been one hell of a retirement.
True.
But to be able to do it, I'd have to go through 25 minutes of hell, where every blow could put him or his opponent face down on the mat. And when the fight finally came, both warriors take the center of the octagon, but Max, used to applying his pressure and volume, comes out attacking Dustin like he owes him money, dominating with style and almost knocking out the Diamond in the first minutes of the fight. This intense pace in favor of the Jaguar didn't last until halfway through the second round, when Poirier landed a sledgehammer that shook Max's legs and almost turned his lights out. Proof that, even with strength, his chin hasn't recovered from the Matador. The third and fourth rounds were really quite contested, as punches were flying in both directions and both of them definitely had some great moments. As the fifth round went on, the question was clear: would Max be sent to the canvas? Would they trade blows? That's precisely what happened, and Max undoubtedly came out on top in the exchange. And at the end of the fight, after 25 minutes of an all-out battle, the judges gave the decision to Max. But he didn't take the spotlight. He let Dustin have the focus so he could say goodbye to his fans the way he should.
A round of applause for the man.
And please give a round of applause to Dustin Poirier.
Dustin's story, at least for me, is a testament to perseverance and resilience. From his humble beginnings in Lafayette to the bright lights of the octagon, his journey has been complicated. During the 14 years he has been in the UFC, he has had to fight with the elite of the sport and in every division he has competed in. Due to this, it's understandable that many consider him a champion. Because no one doubts that if he had avoided at least a couple of names along the way, he would have been the undisputed champion, not just the interim one. His successes in the cage are countless and resonate with the power and technique that characterize him. Dustin is not just a striker, he's a complete fighter with elite jiu-jitsu and outstanding tactical intelligence. Although he sometimes lets his instincts take over.
No more guillotines, no more guillotines.
During this time, we have witnessed epic battles that have gone down in history. Who among those who have followed his career will ever forget the trilogy against Conor McGregor, where he not only showed his power, but also his composure under immense pressure. His victories against Max, Justin Gaethje, Anthony Pettis, or Eddie Alvarez, with whom he did something honorable after their fight, in my view.
Don't boo this man. This guy is a champion. He's fought all over the world, and I have nothing but respect for this guy.
Because that's what a man does.
These aren't just marks on his record, they're proof of his ability to adapt, to withstand punishment, and to emerge victorious in the most crucial moments. But to me, Dustin Poirier's legend transcends his wins and titles. It's his heart, it's his indomitable spirit that truly sets him apart. He has faced adversity, injuries, defeats, and setbacks, which is why I admire him so much. He never gave up. Every setback was an opportunity to grow, reevaluate, and come back stronger. He has gone through moments in his career that more than one or two people would have simply retired over. One of the things that, for me, will honor him the most is his humility in victory and his dignity in defeat. This is a tremendous example for everyone, for fighters, for athletes, for martial artists. I think we shouldn't say goodbye, but rather thank you. Thank you, Dustin, for every strike, for every submission, and for every time you rose from the ashes. For being a role model inside and outside the octagon. Your motorcycle suits you perfectly because you've proven to be tough as a diamond and you've shined on the biggest stage in martial arts. Your legacy will endure. You will inspire future generations of fighters and those who are still active. And not only that, I'm sure more than one person who sees your story will be able to apply it to their own life. So once again, Dustin, thank you for giving us so much, and thank you everyone for being there.
My daughter keeps telling me, it's okay, Dad. Some people don't have any belts. You have one right here. And I say, you're right, baby. I have it. And I keep that belt with pride. I know I'm there. I feel like I'm there. But I just wanted the title of in the world, indisputable.